Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. And yes, we are doing... Let me get some more light in here. We are doing an early stream today because I'm going to have lunch with my mother at 11, which is right smack dab in the middle of this typical stream time. So we're going to shift it a little bit earlier so we can still get a 2-hour stream in or so. And that's what we're doing. But before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for sale. I think it's still on sale for the Steam Summer Sale. So this is a great way to support me. And if you like 2D roguelite shooters, I think you're going to like this one. It's pretty goofy. And the whole point of the game is that you create ridiculous builds every run. So I hope you enjoy it if you get it. And leave a review if you do purchase it. That would be much appreciated. I also just released my new online co-op multiplayer game in Godot 4 course. It's already got 3 5-star ratings, so, you know, I know it's only 3 ratings, but, you know, 5 stars, I'll take it. But, yeah, if you're interested in learning how to create a complete online cooperative multiplayer game in Godot, check out this course. If you've taken my previous courses, then you know what kind of quality to expect. 18.5 hours of on-demand video, and yeah, that's basically it. So this will teach you all of the stuff that you need to know about remote procedure calls, server authoritative architecture, the high-level multiplayer nodes, multiplayer spawner, multiplayer synchronizer, all of that good stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out the pinned link in the chat, or there's a link in the description below. Use my referral code, which is included in the links that are in the YouTube description and in the chat. That gives me the majority of the sale if you buy it with that referral code. So that would help me a lot. Anyway, that's it for the ads. What are we going to do today? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. There's a bunch to do. I want to maybe refactor the boosters to use my new fancy clickable area, but I may also just develop a bunch of cards and stuff. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, right at finals. Hello, Kenyaz, welcome back. Should I take the test or stay? You should probably take the test, but you know, it's up to you. This is so early. Yes, it's early. Every day a little earlier until we do the full cycle. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it that early. Hello, Night Raven Games, and welcome, Arion, by the way. Here in Denmark, it is 1:39 p.m. Here it is 7:41 a.m. Super early, yes indeed. Welcome, Blake. Good morning, Eric Grove Art. Welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. You're enjoying the new course? Excellent. Thank you, Prince Raj. Appreciate that. Have a good lunch with your mom. Give her a big hug. I miss my parents. Yeah, I will definitely do that. My parents are getting up there in age, and so it's like, try to spend as much time with them as possible. What about making new enemies? Yeah, we could do that. I kind of need to figure out what I'm doing with the enemies, because I don't know. So right now I'm hand designing all of the possible enemy boards, and I don't know if that's going to be sustainable if I want to add a bunch of enemy cards, because every time I add a new enemy card, then I need to design a bunch of boards that use that card. So if I make a new enemy card and I need to make like 3 or so board configurations that use that card, then that's just going to add a ton of work. Like, if I add just 10 new enemies, that's 30 different boards that I need to build, which is not that difficult. It can be done relatively easily with the tool that I made, but the problem is that, I'm going to end up with like so many different board configurations. The reason I'm doing the board configurations is because I couldn't get like a random board generation to work in a sensible way, because all the cards like have different ways they can affect other cards, and like the positioning of the cards sometimes matters, and there's not like a right or maximal way to position the cards from like a random set of cards. I guess there would technically be an optimal way to do it, but I just can't. I'm having a hard time coming up with an algorithm to determine what the optimal placement is. So I might experiment with different ways of doing board generation, but I just think that's going to be a problem that's going to be really hard to solve. Whereas if I hand design the boards, I can create much more coherent and sensible boards that have cards that play off of each other. So yeah, I don't know. I still have to figure that out, but that shouldn't stop me from making more enemy cards, I suppose. So why don't we go ahead and take a look? Actually, let's see what's going on here with the state of the game currently. Might do some visual effect stuff as well. I still don't like how the board flashes when a heal happens. So yeah. Oh, also last night I reworked how the descriptions, how the keyword highlighting works in the descriptions. So now I'm using template strings to decide which text needs to be highlighted. So if I look at my, what am I going to look at? So this project heal. So in here, there's 4 curly brackets on either side, but because this is a template string, you have to escape a curly bracket with a curly bracket if you want it to render as a curly bracket in the string. But the way that my template works is that the keyword highlighting searches for 2 opening and 2 closing curly brackets around a word, and then it highlights that word. So anyway, that's why there's 4 here. That's just going to render 2 as the string. But now for anything that's a keyword in a string, I wrap it in a pair of curly brackets. And that makes just highlighting the words much easier, because before I was just doing a raw string replacement, and that wasn't... that was not working because I have some places like the poison heal here in the artifact, which has the word or the words poison damage, right? And so the problem was it was highlighting poison in green and highlighting damage in red as detecting those are 2 different things. But poison damage is like one thing, right? So I needed a template string. Anyway. But yeah, so now I just have to be diligent to wrap all the keywords with these curly brackets, and the highlighting works. So that's what I did last night. That was my project last evening. But yeah, the morale works. We can project to adjacent cards heal 3. So now I can get healing on this every time it executes. So you can see projected heal. So yeah, but let's make an enemy card. That sounds good. That is early indeed, and enjoy your lunch. Thank you. Thank you, Night Raven Games. Hello, Crazy Golden Apple. Welcome back. Yeet, welcome back. This is so early, I'm still not even in the office. Let me get my coffee first. Yeah, grab your coffee. Welcome, Red Velvet. I like the handcraft approaches. Oh, you do? Okay. Just tell the computer to make better boards, yeah. If I understand correctly about enemy board generating, you can use something like the machine learning with score and try to generate a couple and take the best score. I may investigate that. Machine learning sounds sophisticated, but if I could build, like, it doesn't necessarily need to be generated at runtime. If I could build a tool that just generates a bunch of board configurations and then like filters them down to a couple of sensible boards, and then I can just go in and like manually approve or reject them, that would even be an improvement. Or it would be, actually, it could be like a mix. It could take a first stab at generating a board, and then I can go in and make tweaks to it, right? So there's a lot of ways to handle it. I just need to, yeah, I just need to figure out what I'm doing. That's not gonna work. Skip. Artifact. I love this artifact screen. Iron Gauntlet gains 1 damage after each successful combat. This damage is applied to any minion if it is the only minion on the board. Let's reverse the order of these things. There. So this is where execution order is going to become really important, because the morale is now going to execute first, which means that it's going to project that heal ability to adjacent cards, and then the adjacent cards will go after the morale, right? So that means that, yeah, it's just going to be guaranteed that this skeleton will have a heal on it. Okay. So anyway, let's see. Arming sword. Oh, I'm not going to win this one. Oops. I'm not going to win this one at all. Actually, maybe. No, I'm not going to. These arming swords are nuts, man. They echo. Oh, goodness. Hello, Fat Kid Games. Welcome. I will still be in the office for another 3 hours before I can head home and work on games. Lovely to have the stream to listen to. Awesome. Yeah. Kill some time. Hand picking or editing a generated board is a great idea. The game looks really good. Thank you. It's getting there. It's certainly getting there. Alrighty. So let's actually get into some work, I suppose. What do we got for enemy cards? Let's do an enemy card. Horse, ox, shield, crozier, a wench, a barkeep, a beer mug, anvil, road sign, saddle. Okay, so we got a couple of good things in here. I'm kind of feeling like doing either the beer mug or an ox or something. There's things like the paladin here, so my plan is to make the villager enemies more sophisticated as you go up in the levels. So the first level is just going to be like peasant stuff, you know, and then like the second level might include more of like a regular army with like militiamen and swords and everything, and then maybe the third level has like siege engines and whatnot, and then the fourth level could be like, you know, the clergy, right? It could be like paladins and bishops and other like high cultural things for the villagers. So like there's like a thematic progression in the levels as you go. And I want to do that in terms of the map as well. So the map, you know, I want to make the map look more like a peasant village. You know, when you're on this level and you go to the next level, maybe it looks more like a war camp or something. And then the third level, maybe it looks more like a fortress. And then the fifth level, maybe it, or the, I don't know, did I lose count already? But then the last level, it could be like, you know, cathedral elements or something. I think that'd be really fun. But anyway, this is not right. Remove unused code. How about a siren that stuns you occasionally? Ooh, that's a good one. Hello, Snuff Bill. Thank you for the IDR 10,000. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Always appreciate that, and welcome to the stream. Welcome back, I should say. Yummers. Yes, indeed. We all love that Yummers message. Makes my morning. I kind of want to do an ox. Let's do an ox. I don't know what the ox should do. So if anyone has any ideas of the ability, I need to like create a list of the abilities that are currently in the game, because I'm actually forgetting what abilities are all available. The only way I can really tell is by looking at these. These are all the composed abilities. So I may use an existing composed ability for the ox, or I may create a new ability. We'll see. Let's make the ox 2x2. Okay. How are we going to do this ox? Do I want to draw the full thing? I'm going to try to do this without a reference first. That already looks bad. Nope, it looks okay now. Nope. Nope. It needs like a really big belly. This is gonna look pathetic for a second while I figure out what the heck to do. Okay. These dang bovines with their weird legs. Did I do that right? What does a bovine leg look like? Oh no, it goes the other way, doesn't it? It's like, that, I think. The tricky part is going to be getting it to look thick enough. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's a better shape. Obviously, it needs the tail and the horns. That's a little bit too thick. There we go. That looks fine. I think that looks okay, actually. I wonder if these need to be moved a little bit. Maybe, let's see. I think there is probably better. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now this is an ox, which means it has a certain male part, which I will not be drawing for the sake of the audience. Oh, you know what'd be cool? I wonder if I could put, what do they call it? The yoke? Put a yoke around it? So yeah, I might do that too. Can I do like a little nose ring as well? Is that gonna be too much? Nope, I think that'll work. Okay. So let's get some of this filled in here now. This could probably be a different color. Well, let's not worry about that just yet. I kind of want to create a little bit of separation here. So I'm just going to outline that. Put that in. That looks a little weird. Oh, there we go. There we go. The legs seem a little bit small to me. Okay, I will mess with that in a second. As I continue to mess with it. Oh, that looks good. Do I need this to be thicker down here? I will worry about that in a second. Yeah, we got Yummers. Hello, Dione. Welcome back. Forgetting the abilities is a good sign your game is getting more complex, or a vitamin B12 deficiency. It's a Minotaur without a torso. It's an orange cow. The course is doing well already. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, Happy Creeper. Welcome back. Yes, a new live stream indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I don't know what to do about this leg here. I think probably something like that is going to work okay. It looks a little weird to me. This sharp angle there. What am I going to do about that? I guess it doesn't look that bad. That looks fine, actually. Yeah, that'll be all right. That'll be all right. I think the eye is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's see if I can get a tail going. I'll do the tail in a different color just to get the shape down. I think that'll work. Does it need to be thicker though? Yeah, that'll work. And then we'll put this. Actually, this should probably be like that. There we go. Okay. Does that look sufficiently like an ox? I think so. I think so. Okay. The shape kind of looks like a sheep. What do you mean that looks like a sheep? I don't think so. But maybe it does. I don't know. Do I need another back leg here? Ooh, yeah. We'll make these darker. The hoofs. I wonder... I think that's okay. Now the cat is here being annoying. Hello. Hello, cat. Here he is. Here he is. Can I work? Am I allowed to work? Thank you. Okay. I get it. I get it. That looks weird. Whatever. That should work. Okay, that's not. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, I think that's looking all right. Maybe I just need to do the eye now, I think. I don't know how I'm going to do the eye, honestly. I think that looks decent, but maybe it should be black instead. I think maybe I need to move these again. Oops. I think that looks a little bit better. The head still looks a little bit weird to me. Looking at the stream and not what I expected thinking Minotaur, but I really like this ox is adorable. Thank you, yeah. Fat belly. It's thick and not muscular like an ox. I think it looks like an ox. I don't know. I don't think you would fit a lot longer shape in that frame, so I'm just creating problems and offering no solutions. That's okay. Hello, Rookie Tookie. Welcome back. Yes, cat, indeed. A friend of mine had a puppy cam on his stream he would turn on when his dog was in the spot next to the PC. I would need another camera for that, but I could do that. Okay, alright, buddy. I know. Yeah, we were talking about you. Yes, I know. Does this look like an ox sufficiently or no? I think it does. The head is just the part where it's like a little bit hard, I think. The ring makes it an ox, in my opinion. What are your favorite metal bands? Metallica. Metallica, let's see. Oh gosh, now you're gonna put me on the spot. Metallica, Machine Head, Exodus, Lamb of God. What are the other ones I listen to a lot? Those are the ones that are coming to my mind right now. I'm sure I know more. Yeah. It's weird how when you get asked a question like that, you're like, it passes an ox, I'm just being pedantic. Okay, all right. You're worrying me there. I was like, is this really not looking like an ox? I think it, like I said, I think it passes. Maybe I'll make the head more angled like that. Oh, that's better. That 1 pixel right there. Now this 1 pixel is driving me nuts a little bit. You know what I need? I think I need some kind of like, there we go. I think that head is better. Hello, buddy. I know. I can't really use this dark color, can I? No, it's not visible enough. Okay, there's an ox. Is it good? Ox, yes. Concern the highlights on the skin actually distract less is more, considering moving the hind rear leg up a pixel to imply depth. Which hind rear? Or just, rear, yeah, hind is, yeah. Okay, hind is one thing. Okay, yeah, I think I like that. I do like the little highlights. I think they just make the various parts not so flat. But maybe the highlight on the head is too much. I think the little highlight here and the little highlights there, though, just add a little bit to it. I mean, I kind of do like the highlight on the head right there, though. I understand what it means, like, it can distract. That's why I'm not going overboard with the highlights and, like, doing all kinds of highlighting like this. Although that doesn't look terrible either, but yeah, I just think, like, little subtle, like, point highlights here and at the tail. I do like how that looks. But thank you for the suggestions, Webster. I think the rear hind leg was a good call. That looked a little weird there, so I think move that up. Okay, maybe not actually. I think it's fine. I think the rear leg still looks a little weird to me, but... Oh wait, does that look better if I just do that? What the heck? I think that looks better, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I don't want to go overboard with the shadows either, I think. I think that's fine. Beautiful bull, by the way, thank you. Needs a white pupil for extra sparkle. Oh, there you go. Oh, that actually looks great. Although, aren't oxen eyes typically just like all black? I mean, that does give it more personality though. For sure. Yeah, I think I like that. Cool. I like it. Flip the image horizontally. Your brain will process it as a new image and help you see any changes you want to make. This is actually how it's going to render in the game too. I think it looks fine. Like the same bands, including Pantera. Oh, yeah, Pantera, Trivium, yep. I haven't listened to Parkway Drive, but yeah, Pantera and Trivium are definitely on my playlist. Looking solid overall, good pixel art. Thank you, Webster, I appreciate that. Hello, Mel Gibson. What made you choose the pixel art style? It's just, I thought it would be the easiest. I thought it'd be the easiest for me to learn, and also the easiest to produce. But you know, I've heard that's not necessarily true because of, you know, like certain illustrated styles are also very easy. So yeah, that's it. But I just really like the pixel art style, generally speaking. So I wanted to get good at it. Okay, there's our ox. I think it's passable. I think it's fine. Okay, so we've got an ox now. We got to decide what ability to give the ox. Reload from disk. Let's see, new card. Card definition resource. Ox. Boom. Okay, display name ox, art, ox, dimensions 2x2, turn cooldown, let's do 6, we'll do minion, and it's is enemy and flippable, critical chance, maybe we'll give it a 10% critical chance. Okay. Cool, so we've got an ox now, so I need to make the script for it, but I'm gonna commit what I have first. What the heck, man? Why does this keep happening? Add ox art and card definition. And it's synchronized. Boom. The game, I like the game, but the ox's eyes aren't realistic, and ox has all black eyes, negative review. Yeah. So are .tres and Godot similar to Unity scriptable objects? Yeah, they're similar. So a .tres is just a resource file, and there's all kinds of resources in Godot. Like if I just look at resource here, or I could do this. Go to create new resource. These are all resources, so everything here is a resource. But yeah, they're basically data containers that can have functionality added to them. So in the case of my custom resource, which I made, which is the card definition resource, this has all of those exported properties that I can edit, that I just edited in the game. But then I've got all kinds of stuff in here, like functionally speaking. So I can create the card script that's based on this resource. I can duplicate the resource. I can get the ID and the Pascal ID, which is used in various places. I also load this C# script here. So yeah, you can add whatever logic and scripting you want to this as well. And so you get the data kind of co-located with any logic to modify or manipulate that data. Admittedly, I'm not super familiar with Unity, but my understanding of scriptable objects is, yeah, that's basically what they are, right? So yeah, that's the ox. And what ability should we give the ox now? About the ox getting angrier about the battle goes on, increasing its damage multiplier over time. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah, I could definitely do that. So I could give it, I already have something like that, which is the damage growth, damage execution growth here. That might be a good idea for the ox, actually. If I may give a music recommendation to the metalheads out there, I listen a lot to this band, D'Artagnan. When coding, their song Trink Mein Freund is pure fire. Folk metal with a side of Tetris. Okay, I'll give that a shot, for sure. Seems like they're similar concepts. Yeah, I think so. There's really a lot that's actually transferable from Unity to Godot. There was a period of time where I was actually like doing visual shaders many years ago at this point, and I would actually look at the Unity shader graphs and then just replicate them in Godot, and I had good success with that, because like all the shader functions are the same basically. So just being able to look at a Unity visual shader and just port that over to Godot, it like opened up a whole realm of resources to me in terms of like how to accomplish certain visual effects. What are you doing? Okay, this cat is so needy. Ow. Can't speak a lick of German, but great energy. Believe it or not, I could speak German somewhat fluently. I took 4 years of German class in high school, and I promptly forgot all of it. Okay, so let me take a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we'll go ahead and give this ox an ability, and then we'll have to create some board configurations for the ox as well. So I'll be right back. In the meantime, check out the pinned message. That's my new Udemy course. Also, I've got links in the description for all the other ways you can support me, which is greatly appreciated. Give me, again, 3 minutes, and I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Welcome back to me. Your favorite niche internet e-celeb is back. Firebelly Games. I think that's so funny. Imagine if I actually just introduced myself like that all the time. It'd be insufferable. Anyway, so yeah, there's this damage execution growth here, which is an ability we can throw on the Ox. So let's do that. So the way that the cards work, so the card system, I haven't gone over this in a while, but basically I've got the card definition resource, and the way that it works is that the way that the script is linked to the card is just by file name, basically. So when the resource is initialized in this function here, it loads the C# script, which, by the way, C# scripts are just resources as well. So you can load a C# script as a resource with gd.load, and it just uses the Pascal ID of the card, which is a Pascal case ID of the card, and the ID is just the file name. So I named the file Ox, the Pascal ID is capital O-X, and then it knows where the script path for the cards is, res scripts data card, and it just loads that script. And then when I call toCard instance, it creates a new instance of that card script, casts it as the base type, which is a base card, and then returns that. And so that's the kind of way that I'm like linking all these things together. They're kind of implicitly linked by name and by ID. This is a pattern that I used very frequently in Gunforged. And it just makes doing things a lot easier, because then I don't need to configure a bunch of stuff like doing rote, like drag the script over or whatever. Just like using the file name as the ID, because the file name has to be unique anyway, so you're guaranteed that that ID is also going to be unique. And then just linking all of the different parts of the system by ID ends up creating a very smooth development experience, I think, once you set up the tooling, that is. And that's why I have like these card registries. So this card registry, what it does on load is that it calls register cards, and it just iterates over all of the cards in that directory here, in this card directory. It iterates over all of those, initializes all of them, and also stores them. And then, since this is a static class, I can call from ID anywhere in the code base to create a new card, or to get a new card definition resource of that ID. So it's very, very nice. I like this registry pattern. It's basically you treat the file system as a database that you load up on load, and then you can just reference things by ID and not have to do a bunch of loading of files throughout the code base and whatnot. I don't know how scalable this is. Like, I don't know how well this would work if you had like multiple thousands of resources, but at the same time, it all happens on startup anyway. So even if the startup time ends up being a little bit longer than it otherwise would be, which I doubt, even with a couple thousand files, the fact of the matter is that it's going to have no performance impact after that initial load. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's fine. But anyway, so for the Ox, what I have to do is I have to go in here, and I just usually copy something. I want to create a tool that will set up all these things for me, but I'm not there yet. Ox, so that takes the card definition resource, and then here I can do damage execution growth, and this needs a damage and a damage growth. Damage growth, damage value scaler, execution count provider, viability value provider. Oh, why is this being put in a scaler? I think this can just be... I think that can just be that. I think that was redundant. Cool. So we will give the Ox maybe 4 base damage, growing by 2 every turn. And I think that's automatically going to be handled with the tier scaling. So the scaler here is multiplier scaler, so it's going to increase by damage value scaler. It's going to increase by 50% every time. It's interesting it doesn't change the base damage, though. I might want to change that. But anyway. So that's basically how I do the Ox ability. And now the funny thing is that I think I can just add this to my own board, I think. Populate player cards. Oh, do I not have any of the... Oh, I don't have any of the... I don't have any of the villager cards in here. Interesting. Well, I don't know an easy way of testing this. I wonder if this works. If I just take this and I change this to ox and change this to ox. I want to introduce a mechanic in the future where you could potentially steal or somehow gain a villager card as your own. I think that'd be really interesting. So I'm trying to leave the system open for that. But let's see. Hey, there's my ox. There, deal 4 damage. Damage increases by 2. I might change that. Let's see. Damage increases by 2 after each execution. No, I don't need that actually. I don't think so. This has got a 10% crit chance, 6 turns. Yeah. Cool. So it should be actually relatively easy to test just from my own perspective, just to see that the card works. I'm 100% positive that it works because I just used existing functionality, so it shouldn't be broken, but we could trade cats if you want. She's beautiful, but only tolerates being pet. That's the funny thing is I have another cat that's exactly the opposite of him. Like opposite color, opposite personality. She's very aloof and only likes to be pet occasionally. And he's like, he just needs attention all the time. Same with 2 years, I just lost it. One cat. Good morning, Schlurgy. Is this working? Yeah. Oh, I just got got. We have 2. Wonder how many cats that is in chat. Static class instead of global scripts. Well, that's what a static class is essentially. We are owned by cats here. Should probably limit the max damage it can have. No, I don't want to limit it. I'm trying to design the game without these like weird artificial limitations and whatnot. I want it to be as ridiculous as possible, the game. So like, and the ox, it has a 6 turns. So 6 turns is actually relatively high turn count, and it's only increasing by 2 damage every time. So it's gonna take it 12 turns to get to, it's gonna take it 12 turns to exceed the damage that a standard villager does. So I don't think that it's that bad. And also there is a soft cap to how high it can go, because there's the necrosis mechanic, which is that if you're in combat for long enough, the enemy will start to suffer necrosis, which increases in magnitude over time, and it just deals damage constantly. So that's a way of preventing combats from getting soft locked, where like you're both healing and shielding to the point where the net damage is 0. So you could actually do a build in this game where you focus just on healing and shielding and just outlive all the enemies, because they'll always end up dying if the combat goes long enough. So there is a soft cap to this, how high this can go. So I'm not terribly worried about it. But like I said, like a lot of this stuff is going to be up to how the playtest goes and how a real world encounter with this game works. But I don't think it's going to be bad. How is GDScript? How similar is GDScript to C#? Not at all. GDScript is more similar to Python than C#. They have similarities in the sense that they have the basic things that you'd expect from a programming language, functions and variables and all that stuff. But yeah, there's no like interfaces. There's no proper like method overriding. It's fairly different. I would mention it gets angry in the description. Well, that's the thing. I can't really do that because it's using a predefined ability. And yeah, I think that I might do that kind of flavor text in the future. I would love to add flavor text to all these cards too, just like add a little bit of lore or something. More similar to Python. Yeah, I agree. The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Oh, that's a good one. The second mouse gets the cheese. What are you doing? My cat has spider webs all over his snout. What did you get into? Can you go lay down? Go lay down. Go lay down. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? The second mouse getting the cheese fills me with determination, yeah. It's like trench warfare. The first wave to go over is guaranteed to die. A little mouse trench warfare. Anyway, that would actually... I bet a game like that would slap. It's a game with where like you've got a bunch of mice, but they're in like a World War I setting. I bet you that would be a really fun game. Anyway, let's see. So yeah, I think the aux is done. So now the next step is to create some board configurations with that aux. How's the initial reactions to the new course? I think it's good. I think it's good. Let me see. Let's check it. I still only have 3 ratings. But I think all 3 ratings have been 5-star reviews, so that's great. I think there's probably more ratings. The problem is that I think Udemy needs to approve the ratings, so they don't show up immediately. So this number should rise in the next day or 2. But yeah, I just need to... The main focus is to try to get this on the Udemy search results when it when you search for Godot. Let's actually search for Godot. Let's see. So there's one of my courses there. So both of my older courses appear on the front page of the when I search Godot, and I need my 3rd course to appear on the front page as well, which I don't think it's going to happen yet until it gets more reviews. But if I do Godot multiplayer, maybe. Let's see what happens. I don't see my C# course comes up first when you search for Godot multiplayer. So like, I don't know how Udemy's algorithm works, and like, yeah. So my new course is not showing up yet, but I just think I just need a couple more reviews and some more students before it starts showing up here. But this one is hot and new. Ooh, create a bro title style game. Hot and new. Hot and new, but it doesn't... Oh, 26 ratings, 245 learners. Yeah, so this one, it only has 26 ratings and 245 learners. So I'm almost at that point. So mine should show up soon. But yeah, I think it'll be fine. It's very, very important to get on the first page of the Udemy organic search results. So that's kind of my goal right now. Very important. 192 students in 2 days is great. Yeah. And I haven't even really done like a huge marketing push. Like I typically hire people to go and market my course in whatever channels they market in. And that actually hasn't taken effect yet. So all of that is just previous students or people who watched my announcement video or people in the chat right now or people watching the VOD. So I very much appreciate that. Yeah. So far, so good on the course. It hops into networking sooner than I expected. I thought I might finish setting up the player first, but I'm sure there's a good reason that'll become clear as I go. Yeah, so that's a good point. The reason why I wanted to get into the multiplayer functionality as early as possible in the course is because it's a multiplayer course, and I would hate for, 8 hours to go by before we've even touched multiplayer. So it is kind of like... I would say it's a little bit contrived getting into multiplayer that early, but I wanted to give the student as much value as possible in terms of multiplayer learning early on in the course, because a lot of students don't finish the courses either. I think most people don't realize this, but like course completion rate is only like 1 to 3%. So of all the people that enroll in the course, only 1 to 3% of them will finish up to the last lesson. The vast majority of people will drop before even 25% of the way through the course. So I figure if I can just give you some multiplayer lessons in that first quarter of the course, that's going to give you the most bang for buck if you don't want to just go through the entirety of the course. You know what I mean? So there was very intentional reason why I got into multiplayer so early. And I hope that people like that. Sorry, I was trying to ask you when you had the static class open. I was wondering if it did something special, if it's just another way to do global script like with GDScript. Yeah, that's what a static class is in C#. You could think of a static class as being like an instance of a script, or it's like the class, there's only ever one instance of that class and it's globally accessible. That's what I want to say. Your Survivors course is competition, yeah. The biggest thing is Reddit and Twitter, I think. I have to figure out how to market my courses myself for sure. I'm not brave enough to post it to the Godot subreddit, but maybe I should. Could the new course be easily translated to C# as you go? Or is there a reason why it sticks with GDScript? Yeah, it can be easily translated. Yeah, I think so. Especially if you already have familiarity with C# and Godot. The reason it's GDScript is just because the market for GDScript is bigger than the market for C#. Who's paying $55 to not even finish the course? Wish I had that kind of carelessness about my money. Well, the thing is too, Udemy runs a bunch of sales, so like, you know, students will, and it's regionally priced too. So if somebody from India buys it, it might only be like $2 or $3 US, and also it could be on sale. So, hello, Rin, welcome back. Good to see you. Hello, PTK Stefano. I loved your Godot course, but I was eager to jump into my own project. By the time I got to 75%, so I never finished it. I would guess that's really common. Yeah, you know, I'm the kind of person too, like my own learning style is like, if I go and read an article or I watch a tutorial video, like usually there's only like a couple of paragraphs in the article or like 30 seconds or a minute in the tutorial video that I'm interested in. And once I got it, I'm like, yeah, I got it. Okay, I don't need all the extra stuff. So I think there's people like that too. They just want to get the gist of the instruction, and then, you know, they want to go off and do their own thing. Yeah, this is definitely true, Yeet. This is one of my hesitancy for posting on Reddit. I told this story before, but I posted a pixel art from this game on the pixel art subreddit, and I said, hey, this is a pixel art thing that I'm making for my game, and it got like 1,500 upvotes, and then it got removed by the moderators for self-promotion. And I was like, the only thing I promoted was I said I was making it for a game. I didn't provide the game name. I didn't provide a link to the game. I didn't provide a link to any of my social media. I didn't include like a call to action like follow me here. I literally just said in the title, something I'm making for my game. And it was removed for self-promotion. I was like, this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. Freaking Reddit. I can't stand that website. Artifact context is null. Artifact context is null. Artifact context is null. Instance get artifact manager. Oh, that's fine. I don't think I need to worry about that. Let's just make a single ox. Level 1 ox. Save. New. Level 1 ox dog. Save. New. Let's do an ox and a chicken and a villager. All right, let's do one more. Okay. So what that's done is that's created a bunch of JSON files now with all those configurations in place. And so now if I run the game, maybe I will see some oxen. Recompletion rate. A lot of people say a New Year's resolution, buy the course, get the dopamine hit from the purchase and might not even start. Yeah, That's definitely a thing too. People, I know, it's like, I kind of feel bad about taking money from this, but I have no control over it. It's like a publicly available course, but a lot of people will just get this brief moment of inspiration or motivation, and they'll spend a bunch of money on, it could be on anything. You could buy a new home gym or a new course or a book or whatever, and then you just don't follow through. It's like, I feel bad for those people, but there's nothing I can do about that, you know? But yeah, that's definitely the case as well. Godot multiplayer tutorial content is really lackluster though. I wish something like your course existed back when I tried it, so I guess it would be pretty well received. Yeah, the quality makes a huge difference for sure. Also, I think there are definitely... The problem with a lot of the free tutorials on YouTube is that they'll be done by people who like just got into Godot, and then they're just like, they want to share what they've learned, which is fine. But you'll see tutorials often like they won't do things in a way that maybe... They won't do things in a way that's maybe a good like professional approach to it, or they'll do things in a way that kind of reveals a sort of lack of experience with the engine. And so I think maybe the other draw of my courses is that because I've been working with Godot for so long, I kind of know all of the pitfalls and like how to structure things, and I can share that with people. But not to throw shade on the free tutorial creators, they're helping people for sure. But I think that there is this desire from students to say like, you know, am I doing this right? Like, what does an actual ready to release commercial project look like under the hood? And I think that's why the code review series is so popular too, because of, you know, people want to see what a real project looks like. And you don't often get that from tutorial videos. It's how the annoying Reddit mods feel about you or your game at every moment that matters. Yeah, true. Hey, I was able to make it again. Welcome, Arkarega. Welcome, welcome. Hope the day goes well. Yeah, you too. Hello, TW Door. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I would suggest getting into Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram for marketing. Short form content does wonders for indies. I do need to get into that. I just have an innate hatred of short form video content. There was a period of time where I had TikTok blocked on my entire network. But it's no longer the case. Not because I'm using TikTok, but because I switched ad blocking services. Anyway. Use static and regular C#. Just curious if there's some extra magic to it. Thank you. No, yeah, no worries. You are welcome. Hey, the Ant with a blank message. Welcome back. Yeah, that's a thing too, yeah. And I appreciate that, Adam, if you've done that for my courses for sure. But yeah, that's definitely true. I have a pixel art course I started and dropped like 3 times. The guy who's making a $5 sledding game has like 200K wishlist because of TikTok. Wow. Wow. I guess I need to step into that then. Definitely brain melting stuff, but I personally follow several indies through Shorts. Maybe I should take that seriously then. Hello, Raised Ball, welcome. Where is the ox? Hello? With GDScript and Engine, can you read and write a JSON file? Yes, you can. Yep. We have another redacted message from A the Ant. Oh. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. I'm gonna have to open up all my awks. I think something went wrong here. Load. Oh. That board ended up being empty, so there must be a bug, but that's okay. This is probably the one that failed. Let's save that. Chicken Villager, that one's good. Ox Dog, that one's good. So that was just something happened with the saving of that file. Okay. I thought I created... Okay, anyway, I think that's fine. So this one was just broken. It ended up not having any cards saved into it. Maybe I never clicked the save button. So this tool could definitely be improved, but I think that's the issue there, so. The feds got to him. Early today, are we? Yes, yes. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm having lunch with my mother, and that is going to happen smack dab in the middle of the usual stream time, so we're early today. I'm using JSON for my Tycoon save files, not sure if it's the best approach though. Yeah, I'm not familiar with like Tycoon games, so I can't really offer an opinion, but I think generally JSON is a good approach, at least to start. And if you need a different save structure, then you can definitely, you know, do that at some point. I need to increase the quality of life of these things. Ooh, the ox is hitting hard. There we go. That worked fine. That worked real good. Let's go to the shop. Oh, this is probably a bad I didn't really think about what I was doing. Oh, but there's another axe here. Let's grab another axe. Then I can go here. Increase the board size. Let's put that axe there. Max health increase there. Max health increase there. Chicken dog mutton. Sweet. Arming sword, dog, villager, mutton. Let's see. Can I do something different here? I don't think so. Let's just do this. I'm gonna sell some things. Sell the ox. Goodbye. I'm currently at chapter 68 in the course, and so far, so good. Still a bit confused, but I learned as much info as in the 2 years I spent in tutorial hell. I'm glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. Yeah, thank you. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. Firebelly, what? What are you using for saving the player's game and such? I don't have a proper game saving in place, but I'm going to use JSON. I don't think this game needs anything more complicated than JSON for that. The one thing that you need to be aware of when you're doing JSON is you just need to make it maximally extendable. In other words, don't paint yourself into a corner in terms of your JSON structure, because if something changes and you need to store additional data, you want that to be as non-destructive as possible. Because if you need the structure of the JSON to change after your game's been released, for instance, you need to change it in a way that's not likely to break existing player save files. So in Gunforged, I actually did have a migration system in Gunforged for migrating save data, old save data, to like a new JSON structure. But with every migration you write, you increase the chance that you're going to brick someone's save. So you want to just be careful to design your JSON in a way where you need minimal migrations, if any. That's the one thing that you need to be aware of. But that's going to be the same for any save structure that you use, I think. I am weird. I have a hypothetical for you. Let's say this game makes really good money enough to retire. What are you doing after? I'm not retiring. That's for sure. I would be bored out of my mind if I just retired and did nothing. I would probably just keep doing this, honestly. It depends on if I make a ton of money, then I may try to start a studio with like a real studio with some employees or something. But I think it's just as likely that I'll just take the money, stash it in the stock market, and then just continue doing what I'm doing now. Because I really do like the process of solo development. Like, I'm kind of limited in terms of the scope of games I can make, but at the same time, like, there's just a lot of things that are nice about it. So, I don't know. Fear brought into the hearts of men when they encountered chicken, dog, mutton. Yes. Brekek, welcome back. The blinking eyes at the top are so cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you recognize those are eyes. I need to make this more apparent that this is your tracker. That this is that's basically indicating how many nodes you've visited. Ooh, giant finger. Villager chicken, which one gives better rewards? That only gives 5? Oh, do I want to do enchant though? Let's do enchant. Let's see, if I enchant this morale, oh, I need to fix that. Turn cooldown reduced by 1. Ooh, that would be nasty. Or echo. Echo would be good too. Okay, this game is pretty good. It's shaping up really well. Ooh, I've got massive heals now. I may actually win this one. Because look at this, it's projecting 2 heals onto that one, and this already has a heal too. So I may actually, oh, it's doing 2. Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm still gonna die actually. I really need to balance this game. Right now, it's like impossible for me to beat the boss. One thing I do want to do is I think the arming swords are too strong. Add ox configs. The arming sword is too strong, so I'm actually going to tag adjacent conditional echo. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't think the arming swords need to echo. I think that's just too much. They already do a lot. Deal 5 damage, apply 2 preserve. That's plenty. Okay. Nerf arming sword. I went a little bit overboard with that one when I made it, but that's all right. Save in binary. Yeah, you could do that, but I think you're still going to have issues with data migration anyway. But I think my biggest struggle with YouTube tutorials is that I end up trying to combine multiple people's coding styles into one, whereas the Udemy course is a consistent structure for the whole game. Yeah, that's a good point. Do you prefer JSON saving over resources? I do, yeah. I don't really see a reason to save something as a resource. Like, if anyone has a compelling reason to do that, but I think it just makes more sense to use a more universally standardized format. You know, I guess saving data and resources, you can get like maybe more explicit types, because, you know, in JSON, you basically have arrays, dictionaries, strings, numbers, and booleans, right? Those are the only things that you get. So if you're trying to like store a more complex type in there, it might be a little bit difficult. But again, I don't really see a need to do that. Gotta hop in a work call. We'll hop back in if you're still running when it wraps up. Sounds good. Sounds good, Webster. And if I don't talk to you, thanks for joining. But generally, binary JSON is a good option. Should have small size. Yeah. There are single devs making whole MMOs in JavaScript, so I think you can make any project you're willing to invest the time in. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's the time, right? Like, I could spend 10 years making an MMO, or I could make smaller games within a year or a year and a half or so. I think I am insane. Oh no, Aliat. Hello, Real Cruda. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. I think it's not just your capabilities that limit you as a solo dev. Making something really big and complex on your own is very draining. People who can do that type of thing for years are special. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You skeleton with a stick axe is fighting a whole village. Yeah, true. All right, what else do we want to do on the stream here? I should plan out these streams better, but we did the ox. We could do another card maybe, or maybe an artifact, or work on some balancing. Combat log is something that I want to do in the future. Like, everything has to be oriented around getting an initial play test in place. Which means probably can't go wrong with more content. There was that issue. Huh? Oh. This description label here needs to change. Change type rich text label. BB code enabled. Okay. So this description label now. This is a rich text label. This description label now, we're going to say description utils dot highlight keywords that. I think that will fix that. Why is that not working? Oh. Set options. Base enchant. I don't know why my VS Code is bogging down again. It's taking a while. Okay, let's see if that works. Doing well, helping wife with housework. Very nice. Very nice. There we go. All poison applied is increased by 1. Look at that. So now it's highlighting that poison keyword with the green that it's supposed to have. Sweet. Game dev. Look at the train project I started in 2019. Is Yeet talking about me? Pay with HP sounds fun. Yeah. Work on something very difficult. My algorithm just brought me here. I have no idea what's going on. Are you creating a game on stream? I am Iceberg the Gamer. I'm making an indie game that I'm intending to release on Steam, and I'm bringing you all along for the ride, at least partially. But yeah, welcome. Glad to have you here. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Good morning, Chris. Started my first model in 2019 and the game in 2023. Very nice. Auto Battler in the Necromancer style made in Godot with a preference for C#. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Ark Orega. Have a weird bug on my Godot. Control-Shift-O does open the window to quick open scene. Does not? Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes the shortcuts don't work in Godot for some reason. I don't know why. Follow for more greening lines. Nothing makes you strive for greatness like being homeless, seriously. Seriously. Alright, we gotta figure out something to do here. There's a bunch that I want to do, but again, we're trying to just get into that public playtestable place. Obviously, the boss needs to be rebalanced. But I also need more content. Maybe we'll do an artifact. A basilisk eye. Exhaust one enemy minion. That's a good one. Maybe we should do the basilisk eye. I like that one. I think that was a suggestion from Jackie Daytona, if I'm not mistaken. Let's do that. I'm probably going to need a shader effect for that as well. When is the target for release? I want to release it by the end of the year. I know we're coming up on the end of the year. Actually, we're in the 7th month right now. So I've got 5 more months to get this game finished. Probably it's not going to happen. I like to set these goals for myself, but I am really going to try to make it happen. We'll have to see. Squid enemy who spews or spits ink all over you and sticks you in place for 1 turn. Software, you made the to-do list. That's Obsidian. Like I said, by the end of the year, yes. How about a Medusa type enemy? That's a good one. Yeah, Medusa. Or like a Medusa head, yes. Medusa head. Well, it would have to paralyze for sure. Maybe I'll do this. Paralyze enemy, project damage. Necromancy. Ooh, I like that one. I like that font. Weapons grade autism. Decapitated Medusa. Yeah, yeah. We were ripping off Terraria with this one. Oh, is that a Terraria thing? Oh yeah, there are Medusas in that one. Gorgon head that stops an enemy card for X amount of turns. Yeah, so paralysis already does that, so I can definitely do that. Have a decapitated Medusa be a separate enemy. Well, the thing is, the Medusa is more closely aligned with the player, so I would make it a player card, not an enemy card. Because again, the enemies all have to be like villager human themed stuff. Medusa head is a weapon in Terraria. Well, if I add flavor text to the cards, which I'm very tempted to do because it's fun to write flavor text, maybe I'll make a reference to Terraria or like an oblique reference to Terraria. Anyway, let's do a basilisk eye. So let's go ahead and open this. I have no clue how I'm going to do this, but let's see. I don't remember where it's at. Oh, here. Okay. We'll just start with that, and then I'm trying to make it look like reptilian to some extent. And we'll see how well that goes. So there's that. I'm just getting the general shape down right now. It'll get better. It'll get better. It doesn't look like much right now. Hmm. Okay, this is looking terrible. Let's start over. Start with an eyeball, and then I'm just trying to do like the eyelids here. So we'll start with that. We got like a brow ridge that needs to happen here. I'm gonna make it look like it's just been like chopped off of the basilisk, I think. I'm adding in some highlighting early, just to get a feel for what the final art might look like. Which admittedly I'm not really liking so far, but that's right. I really don't know if that color is good. Shoot. Part of doing art is on stream is being willing to make a fool of yourself. I think this looks rather sophomoric at the moment, but let's keep playing with it and see what happens. Okay, that's looking better. I need to make it look more like it's a reptile. Okay. I think really it needs to be I have to say, this is looking pretty terrible. I have to say, if I do say so myself. There's the basilisk guy. There you go. Maybe we'll start with a simpler... Just a simpler shape generally. This is going the wrong way. It looks like Mike Wazowski. Dude. Okay. We're not doing Monsters, Inc. A Holy Knight Paladin is a big boss. Yes, that will come. I would have so many references in my game if I released a game on Steam, yeah. Seems in theme against the Necromancer. What are the visual structure of the artifact? Like layer, background, border, artifact, oh my gosh. Background, border, artifact itself, etc. There's not really much of a structure. There's just drawn as a single sprite here. So I usually just start with the shape, I get it in place, and then I outline it. And that's it. And all of these artifacts are just, they're all part of the same texture, just so I can see them all, but yeah. They are, there's not much complexity to them in terms of their structure. Firebelly has a flaming stomach. All right. Have you ever considered making a pixel art course? Because I would buy it in a heartbeat. Really love your art. Thank you, Rookie Tookie. I need to get a little bit better and more comfortable with pixel art before I consider doing something like that. But yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Real Cruda, for the £5. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. That's very generous. And you're welcome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is true, the ant. I just am reticent to charge for a course when I am not like, I wouldn't consider, like, there are people who are more professional pixel artists who produce courses. So I just need more experience, more comfort, more authority, really, before I would feel comfortable charging for that kind of stuff. When does any artist claim to be good? We all striving for better? Yes, true. I'm the best artist. I am John Art. Somehow the art form I'm best at is pixel art. We got the Eye of Cthulhu now too. Relogic Asunu. Oh my gosh. Sideways eyelids. Top of the morning to you. Hello, Clark. Welcome back. Orange and black eye. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. So let's just start with the eye and then we'll add the decorations around it. We'll do something like this. This just looks bad too. Okay, there we go. Okay, that looks better as an eye. Which maybe I won't even add the different like basilisk things around it. Like the reptilian elements. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just... Trying to figure out what colors to use. That doesn't look bad, actually. It's just this whole region in here is just a little bit too solid. I just wish I could do something extra in here. That's all. I could add maybe another... I don't know. Ooh, that looks okay. Wait a minute. It's almost there. I just need to figure out the right placement of the pixels here. It's almost there. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. I think that there's something weird about this section here. It's kind of throwing me off. Does that look better if I do that? Maybe bring this in a little bit. Oops. Does that look better? Let's see. You have a lot of ethical principles for selling courses. I guess so. We love an ethical indie. He's a good guy. Anyway, when are you going to sell me a $600 course claiming I'll learn how to make 100K a year through games? I see you throwing shade. I see you throwing shade. Eye of Sauron. That looks reptilian, does it? I mean, does that look okay, maybe? If you add random pixels of the scale color around in clumps of 3 or less, it'll make it look more reptilian. Hello, Himanshu. Welcome back. Mini courses or tutors can be good content for your YouTube membership pack. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. They're trying to silence you, the Ant. I can see your message on stream, but not in the chat. Oh, interesting. Congrats on your new course release. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Himanshu. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Neozoid. Welcome back. Yeet has not blocked anyone. I go by both pronouns. This is looking awesome. Thank you. You didn't use references for art? Not yet. I haven't used any references this stream. Which is great. I think that looks okay. Do I want to try to add some more reptilian elements to this now? Or is this going to be too much? Because what I'd have to do maybe is like do something like this. Which I don't know about that. And that's also not a great color either. I'd almost have to add... Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work, honestly. I don't know if I can... I don't think the blue looks good right up against it. What I could do is I could create some kind of separation. Like this. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that's the part I was missing. I don't know about this part down here. How do we feel about that? I don't know if that's actually going to be good or not. Such a pretty palette. Yes, I think so. I think so. Welcome, Feywild. Hello, Ito Makes Games. Welcome back. Started yesterday. Your multiplayer course up to lesson 9, but I'm doing C#. So far, so good. But the only thing couldn't move the host player, but able to move the other player. So I found get remote sender for the sender ID host was 0 instead of 1. Oh, interesting. That is interesting. I don't know why that would happen. Maybe there's something else going on, but yeah, I don't know. Fire belly cancellation. Oh my gosh. Here it comes. That looks sick. You like it? I think you're overthinking it. This looks great. Do you like it with the little, like, I don't know, the corona around it, I guess you could say? What would it be called? The stuff around it on the edge. Now it looks like zombie hands holding the eye. I think it's good without the green. I like it either way. What's your favorite LLM to use in Cursor? I switched to Gemini recently and it blew my mind. Can write Godot shaders first try. I haven't tried Gemini. I usually use, for more complex tasks that I need more expertise, I usually use Claude Sonnet 4. But typically I just stick with ChatGPT. Do you draw using tablet or mouse? I use mouse, yeah. Do we like it with the with these elements or no? Is it too much? I kind of do want to include like I said, reptilian elements, but you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. The only thing is I need these to be away from the edge anyway. So I may actually take this. I might thicken these up. This piece here is just weird. Maybe I'll just make it one bit. Oops. How's that look? Actually looks like a cabbage. I've been floating about Gemini and ChatGPT. Do you get a lot of code review requests? I love this series. I have quite a few, yeah, a couple dozen, maybe 3 dozen. So, but feel free to submit your project anyway if you're interested. But yeah, I've got plenty to work with for sure. Mouse Pixel Artists Unite and Cursor. I was thinking those are skin around the eye. Looks cool to me. I like it. Works well with the other icons in the sheet. You like it a lot as well? Now it's getting too thick for eyes. Well, it's supposed to be like maybe I'm not representing it well, but it's supposed to be like the flesh of the basilisk around the eye, you know what I mean? Actually, that looks better if I join those segments there. I'm trying not to go overboard, but I do want to try to make it work if I can. I think actually this side needs to almost be thicker here. I know I keep making it thicker than it should be, but does that make more sense? Does that make more sense? And then I can make it thinner on that side. I think that shape works much better, actually. Sorry, I know I keep going. The nice thing is that I'm just doing this around the eye, so I'm not doing anything destructive here. So I can be free to make these destructive choices. Oops, actually. Three current review requests. Well, I did my shot though. No, it's not 3K, it's 3 dozen. 3 dozen, so that's 36. Yeah, if I had 3,000, I'd be like, don't submit anymore. 3 dozen, yeah. The code reviews are really insightful, but my broken ADHD brain can't sit through all of it. Yeah, it can be a lot for sure. Not 3,000. What color will the Vuvuzela be? Oh, it's a basilisk, right? No, I'm lost in her eye. Hello, is Bjorn? Welcome back. How do we feel about this? Does it feel good? I kind of like this actually. I think it looks good. I'm just trying to make this part look a little bit more rough and like ridged, you know what I mean? Make it look like rough reptile skin. But I also don't want to go overboard and make the art just look muddy, so I don't really know if there's much I can do beyond that. And I don't really have a darker color. I suppose I could do some purples in here. Maybe that would help, but I also don't, again, I don't want to go overboard with it. But let's include some purples and see if that helps. I think that does help moderately. I don't like that pixel there. Oh goodness, I've been staring at this for too long, but I like it now. It's been pretty good for a while. Okay. He said ridge don't. Oh no. Oh no, I said it. No, not. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Looks cool. Also like the squid to the left. That's not a squid. Oh my gosh. You mess it up. No purple? You don't like the purple? You don't like the purple? How much longer is the stream going to be? I'm going to try to get this basilisk implemented. And then I'm going to end the stream there. You guys don't like the purple? Oh, it's a glove, yeah. No, oh my gosh. 3 dozen, still a lot, yeah. So wait, no, people don't like the purple here. So here's purple. Here's no purple. Here's purple. I'm looking at the preview window here. I don't know if it's big enough on the screen. No purple, purple, no purple, purple, no purple, purple. I kind of like the purple. Maybe there's too much purple going on. But I think it does add quite a lot of depth to it. Purple makes it consistent. That's true. I think the purple makes it too noisy. No purple. We got a purple vote. Purple works better for reptilian. I like the purple from Andre. Purple. Purple. / vote purple. I think the non-purple people are being outvoted. The non-purple people. Good morning, Emerson. Purple it. Maybe less purple. Yeah, I think if it's too noisy, then I think maybe I can just reduce the amount of purples that's being used. So I'm going to try to just reduce some of it. Or reduce the number of like single pixels that exist. Maybe if I just make the purple more contiguous, it will look better, more natural. Like for instance, up there, maybe I won't do a purple up there. Here, I think those are looking maybe a little bit too noisy, so maybe if I just do a little bit more, like I said, of contiguous purple, that could work better. I'm also going to change one thing down here. No, I liked it before. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's gonna make... Okay, anyway. Purple, no purple. Purple, no purple. Purple. I think the purple is better, honestly. I think I reduced the noisiness of it, though, a little bit. This might also just be a little bit noisy there. I think some of the highlights are contributing to the noisiness as well. So let me fix some of the highlights here. Yeah, like this whole section over here. I think that looks better. Yeah, I think that's better. How are we feeling about that? Getting outvoted because the purple gives more darkness. Yeah, purple. We got purple from Emerson / lurking. It's the bottom left clump of purple that looks weird. Is that still the case? Vote on Squid Gauntlet. Actually, zoomed out, it looks more fine. I think some of those pixels to the right need to go. That might be an old chat. We got purple. It is better in preview. At least up close, it looks bloody as opposed to adding detail. Like the honored one, make it purple. Do you think it looks better now? It looks way better now. Maybe reduce the purple on the right a little. Do we still want to reduce the purple on the right? Here, I just added 1 pixel. I think that looks okay. Oh goodness, this is a mess. I'm gonna make this a group. New group. There we go. Better. Looks good. It's so detailed compared to everything else. I kind of is, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. Might have to go and redo some art, but that's okay. Okay, that eye turned out better than I thought it was going to, at least. That's always a plus. Need at least 2 pixels of spacing on all sides. I think we're good there. Okay, artifacts, boom. Cool, all right, so we're gonna try to implement this. I think it's gonna be relatively easy to implement this, but yeah, I don't know for sure. So we're gonna try to implement the script for it. Thank you, Tom will always be. So give me 3 minutes, I'm gonna take another quick break, and then when I come back, we'll try to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. I've got roughly an hour until I need to go to lunch, so yeah, we'll give it a shot. So anyway, check out the pinned message. That's the link to my new online cooperative multiplayer course. That if you purchase that will help me out greatly. I also have my other courses linked in the description below, as well as Gunforged. Give me 3 minutes, I'll be right back, and we will continue on with the basilisk eye. All right, I'm back. Let's get this done. What does it do? It's going to exhaust a random enemy minion. So that's what it's going to do. Probably going to be very powerful, but we'll see. Are you going to add an idle animation of the hooded character on the map? Yes, probably. Yeah, the map is very lifeless right now. I definitely want to spend a lot of time making the map look more lively, including the player animation, but I just haven't got around to that yet. But yeah, that's definitely something that I want to do. I will just go ahead and actually write that down so I don't lose track of it. Add more life to map. Also, map decorations need to be tile map rather than individual sprites. Okay, so Basilisk Eye, let's go ahead and go into the game. I'm going to commit what I have though first. Oh. Fix enchant label highlighting. Please do frame by frame animation. No. Add basilisk eye art. Okay, let's create a new artifact and create new resource, artifact, resource, basilisk eye. Paste that, make unique, edit region. That's a really good looking basilisk eye. I wonder who drew that. Basilisk eye exhausts a random enemy minion when combat starts. Okay, there's our basilisk eye. Let's create an artifact. Script anyway. New file. Basilisk eye on combat started. So we just need to override the on combat started. And then in here, get board manager, get player board. So I want to do get enemy board in here. Is there no way to get the enemy board? I don't have a way of getting the enemy board. Hold on, I gotta reload the window. Something's bogging down here. IDK, but I bet he liked the purple, yeah. Get all the boards. I don't know if I have a way of getting the enemy board specifically. Get opponent. Oh, I can get the opponent board here. So I need the player board. var opponent board. Player board. Board manager. Well, I should probably do this check. Okay. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get, so opponent board dot board inventory component, board inventory component dot get cards on board dot where x dot card definition or dot tags. What? Base card dot card definition resource dot tags dot has flag card tag dot minion var enemy minions is equal to that. Okay. If not enemy minions dot any return task dot completed task var minion is equal to enemy minions dot element at Matthew Till dot RNG dot rand I range 0 enemy minions dot count minion dot add. What do I do for debuffs? How do I do a debuff? Card stats debuff container add debuff. Oh, okay. Debuff minion.debuff container.add debuff new exhausted debuff. I think that's it. So basically what's happening in here, getting the board manager, getting the player board, getting the opponent board for the player. Then I'm going to that board, that enemy board. I'm looking for all of the minions, so I'm filtering the cards on the board by minions. If there aren't any minions, we'll just return. Otherwise, I'm going to grab a random minion from that enemy, from that minions array. And then I'm adding the exhausted debuff, and then I'm done. So that should be it. Reload from disk, I guess. I don't know. So now if I go to my run manager, this.get artifact manager dot add artifact registry dot from ID artifact ID dot basilisk I, and I need to actually add that. Cool. Let's see what happens. Really enjoying the new course. Thank you so much. Is the course translatable to C#? Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is, Brando. Yes, indeed. But thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the course. Are you using a seed for the RNG? I am. Yes. Some RNG is not seeded, but most the map generation stuff specifically is seeded for sure. Hello, Ali. Welcome. Possible solution. Oh, I see. I got you. Yeah, you're talking about the issue you're having. Ox, a level 3 Ox over here. Basilisk Eye, exhausts a random enemy minion when combat starts. So that means I should just win against this Ox here. So I can just do this. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, it did work. Did it work? Why is it not showing the debuff on here? I think it's working. Oh, we got a debugger error. Oh, argument out of range? Oh, this needs to be count -1. Oops. Oops, classic. So this is exhausted. I don't have a way of showing that it's been exhausted. So I need to also add... But it is working. So when combat starts, what's happening is that this villager here is a minion. When it starts, it's getting exhausted immediately, which means it's not actually doing anything. So I just need to add more visuals and animation to those kinds of debuffs and stuff. I might just make a generic debuff animation over the card, and then when you click into the card, you can read what the debuffs are. Is Rand Eye range exclusive or inclusive? It's inclusive, yeah. What's that to-do list app? That is Obsidian with the Obsidian Kanban community plugin. Okay, so the basilisk eye is... Hold on, I just noticed something. Okay, I'm gonna just fix that. All right, make basilisk eye functional. So probably want some kind of visual or animation for that, but it works. Just asking, maybe next course will be on Metroidvania with its systems and minimap and stuff. There are not much solid courses for Metroidvania out there. Really like your coding approach. I would love to see your take. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Yeah, I'll have to see how I feel about doing future different courses, because I do want to just go back and update my old courses as well, but course content could be a full-time job in and of itself. There's a lot that goes into it for sure. Okay, well, we got the basilisk working, so that's going to be it for the stream today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. And thank you for your support. Again, check out the pinned message in the chat and also the links in the description below. Those are all the ways you can support my work. Thank you everyone for your support. Thank you for being here. Very much enjoy hanging out with you every day. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll continue on with whatever work we happen to be doing tomorrow. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a good day.